Hello, I'm Isabel Dassinger, and today we're going to learn about the UltraLift. This advanced system offers unique quadrifunctional technology for a comprehensive skincare treatment. The UltraLift uses microcurrent with 3 features for microlifting, microhydration, and microtoning. There's also a stainless steel double ultrasonic wave spatula. Now this spatula has 28,000 oscillations per second, so it's really working to gently loosen the debris and clean the pores. It also has a setting for a pulsed wave to help with extraction and deep pore cleansing. The ultrasonic provides a beautiful peel to reduce the melanin buildup on the skin surface, so the brightening effect is very impressive and you'll see it immediately. It also helps for product penetration, so this is a fantastic tool for the beginning of this treatment. As you will see, this treatment really transforms the skin. The programming in this microcurrent in the UltraLift delivers more sustainable results than many traditional microcurrent systems. You'll find that the results last longer for higher client satisfaction. And the results are even more impressive over the next couple of days, so your ability to give that non-surgical facelift is further supported. Using conductive gel is optional due to the technology of the UltraLift, so the use of powerful serums throughout the treatment add extra power to the therapy, but when you want the treatment to go deeper, you add the conductive gel right on top of the serums. It's important to always do a complete intake form with your client and check the manual for contraindications because you are using current. I'm going to do the step-by-step treatment and describe the procedure, the tools, and what you can expect so you can feel comfortable doing this treatment right away. It takes very little practice to be confident with the UltraLift. The technology is very evolved and it's actually simple to use, so you will quickly become very sure of the technique. It's the client comfort that's the most important guideline, so strength of the current is determined by that. You can always increase the strength, but understand that the treatment is working no matter what the strength. You can share this information with the client so they understand the power of the waveforms to tighten, lift, and tone the skin. The lifting also provides a beautiful natural plumping to the skin that it immediately makes the skin look more youthful and glow. I'm going to go through the whole treatment using all the features, and as you grow an understanding of the UltraLift and all the benefits each feature can deliver, you can choose to do the full treatment or any part of the waveform therapy. You might just want to do the deep cleanse, you might want to do an eye lift, a neck lift, or just do some deep product penetration. These are all options available to you. So let's begin. So the first part of the treatment is the ultrasonic spatula that we discussed. When you turn the spatula on, it lights up and we have the different settings. We have a low and a high for the basic peel and cleanse. We have the ability to have the pulsed wave form for the deeper extraction, and we have a setting for product penetration. So when we're using the spatula, we're going to start and we're going to put a cleanser. When you choose your cleanser, you don't want it to be a thick cleanser. You want it to be able to use the glide of the product for the cleansing, but you don't want it to be so thin that the blade is really scraping too hard on the skin. So you're going to be using an upward. I'm going to set this at, I think I'll set this at the low. It's always good to start at the low setting for people. Unless somebody has a really deeply congested skin, then you would start immediately with high. So we're going to be going inward and we're going to be going upward. And you're going to frequently have a 4x4 that you can wipe the blade with. So it's really great because it's the vibration of the blade that is cleaning the pores, dislodging debris. So you're really working in an upward motion over the chin. You can just be gently refreshing and renewing the skin surface. And whatever cleanser you're using, it just doesn't matter. I just don't want it to be a thick cleanser. You know, you're going to work on the areas where there might be more congestion, moving the nose so that you can get in and under, gently glancing up the pores, upward, upward, and inward. Okay, so you're going to take your time and do the whole face as best you can. Remember doing around the nose, doing under here, just where product can get lodged, where you want to just really just clean and renew. Again, as well on the forehead. You know, if you were going to do something with the deeper extraction or the pulsed waveform, using the volume button, you go to the volume button, and it's more of a deeper vibration to really pull up. This looks nice. And again, if she had a lot of blackheads in the nose area, this is the pulse waveform that you're going to want to have it on. So you're just going to take your time. Everything about this system is like you're a sculptor. So you just clear where you can. Okay? If you're going to do the product penetration, you're going to go to the Z on the bottom, and you're going to have buttons down, okay? Other than that, for all three other settings, you have blade down, okay? When you insert the spatula back into the holster here, you want to push it down so that it's charging. After you do the ultrasonic cleanse, you're going to clean off any of the cleansing product so that you start the next part of the treatment with a clean skin. Now the deep pore cleanse and extraction should take 3 to 5 minutes. Of course, this depends on how much you're going to be loosening up from the skin. The next part of the treatment, we're going to be using the double roller. Now this is very innovative. This is a very powerful tool. It delivers amazing results, and it's fast and it's easy. So we're going to insert the black lead and the red lead into the bottom. It doesn't matter which way. And now this tool is ready to use. So the thing is that we don't need to use conductive gel. If you're using conductive gel, the treatment is going to be more powerful so that, you know, your deeper skins or people that are used to microcurrent. But for the most part, we're going to be using the, I like to use just the serums because then I don't have to do a cleansing at the end. So I like to put the serums on the face. You can use a brush. You can use a brush if you want. But I like to use my hand. You know, I'm kind of a touchy person, so I like to spread the product with my hand, but you know, using a brush is just fine as well. So I usually put a thin coating at the beginning of the treatment over the whole face, so it can start to soak in and work itself in. And we're going to start with the lift button on the microcurrent on the Ultralift machine. So you turn the machine on, and we're going to hit lift, which is the middle button here. And when the first thing that'll come up is the time, but over here we have the high and the low. And if you press the button, you'll see 10, 5, or 15. I always like to start the client on 5 because then that way I'm really just working with their comfort. I can always turn it up. But you know, in the beginning, I just want them to be comfortable. Now, when we're using the tool, the red is going to be on the top and the black is on the bottom. So we are going to start, and I'm always going to hold my hand here so that I want her to be comfortable. You okay? Mm-hmm. I know it's just, you know, you have to get used in the beginning. So I just want her to understand that it's very safe. And so I'm going to start to roll. And I'm rolling as if I'm spreading and tightening and smoothing out the skin. So I'm always going to be working out and up, out and up. And I'm just going to do this and cover the whole face. And just working with her comfort level. All right, so once again, you can reapply your mixture as many times as you want. It's great for the glide, and it's also, you know, what you've been able to put together. You know, you can have your peptide products, your hyaluronics, your, okay? Mm-hmm. So for this demonstration, I'm going to just leave it on 5. But when you're working with clients that you know and that you're familiar with, then you can take it up to 10 and see if they're comfortable with it. Especially once they're used to the 5, it's easy to bring them up to the higher level. So in working this tools, I'm also always working the lymph. I like to go up here and I like to just grab the brow, smooth out up here. You okay? Mm-hmm. Oops. So we're just always smoothing out. I like to go right up over the jaw for the tightening and toning effect in the jaw area, and then go under the cheekbone for that contour, that sculpt. Working in the product with my hand and always making sure that there's a liberal amount of product on the skin. And I go back and forth and I just make sure that the client's always comfortable. But I'm always working to keep my hand on their face and their skin as well, just as an extra comfort for them. A little bit of a guideline for myself. So again, up and over the jaw, up and over the jaw, spreading it out. Spreading it out, up, 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 and out. Again, go down here. If I'm going to be doing the neck with the double roller, I'm going to go down and up, down and up. You can see how easy the tool, you always stay right off this area for the thyroid concern, up and out, up and out. So you can do this for, 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, depending on the client. And if you're going to be going to other tools, if you're just going to be doing the double roller, then you're going to want to do it for a longer period of time. Again, I love to smooth out the forehead. If she had 11s, I would just go right up over, maybe spread it out a little bit with my fingers so that I was able to go deeper with that. So this is the double roller part, and we're using the lift. Okay. Okay, so next we're going to switch from the double roller. Again, this is, the time and the length of each is up to you and what you're doing with the treatment. Now the next part of it, I'm going to use these 2 tools. We have the gold ball and we have the gold disc. The gold disc is going to be on the black lead, and this is your moving tool. And the ball is going to be on the red lead, and this is your grounding tool. So once again, I'm using my mixture, and I'm going to So I'm going to just use the red, and I'm going to ground. Okay, so I'm going to ground. I'm going to put this over here, okay? And I'm going to slide the black disc and it's almost like I'm smoothing and I'm sculpting, and this is a beautiful tool for working the product in and working it up. Just taking my time, smoothing where I want to smooth. I can go right here under the eye, smoothing it out. Sometimes we get puffiness here. I'm always keeping this red tool on the skin. I don't need to move it. So if I'm going to keep the red tool here, I can slide, sliding it, sliding it, sliding it, slide right along the jawline, okay? Working the product in, sliding, move it up a little bit because I want to come up. So I want to come up more, go over. So now I have it up here on the temple. Wow, it looks beautiful. And what's nice is that all these movements are always stimulating the lymph below the skin surface as well, so that I'm doing the deeper cleansing in the skin tissue, and anytime I feel like my tools are not gliding, I just put a little bit more product, and again I'm right under the chin, up here. You know, you just think of yourself as a sculptor, and you just develop your own way, because you know with the Ultralift you're like an artist as far as using these tools to really transform the skin. Again, how long you do these tools for. I like to do the double roller for about 5 minutes, and I like to use this next lifting with the tools for 5 minutes. It's so nice. What a beautiful glow. You can just see the glow, just really transforming the skin. I'm going to save this upper lip for later. You'll see what we're going to do with that. Again here. Smoothing, 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 smoothing. It's not like the microcurrent where you always have to have the one come to touch the other one. That's one of the advantages of the Ultralift, is that the current is just working all the time, and it's not as specific as the older microcurrents where you always had to have the tools come together like that. You just have to have the red on it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the tone. Now the tone is for the more of the deeper muscle work, whereas the lift is more for the skin and the plumping and the brightness. So we're going to switch to the tone, and when the tone, the numbers are going to start at 50 and they go down to, let me see, what do they go up to? Yeah, 50, I'm going to go down to 20. Okay, I always like to start at the lower level until somebody gets comfortable. You know, not only you as the technician, but your client, so that they know what to expect, and then you can go deeper. So what we're going to do, so we're at 20, we're just going to actually repeat the same movements. This is going to feel a little different. Okay, you okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, always check, make sure that they're okay. And I really like this setting for extra work on the jawline. Going all the way out from the chin, okay? So you're working this area, smoothing and smoothing like a butter knife. So move it up. Moving it out. Always being careful to make sure that there's enough product on the area so that I have my glide. If you were using conductive gel, if you wanted to go deeper, the client was comfortable with it, you were comfortable with it, you put your serums down first, and then you put the conductive gel on top of the serums. Now, when I am not using conductive gel, when I'm done, I don't have to cleanse the face again. I can just, if I want to do a mask or whatever else I might do, I don't have to cleanse again. So all these great serums stay on the skin, which is one of the great advantages of the Ultralift, is that you do not need to use your conductive gel. Okay, so you would once again do this on the whole face. Again, working the jaw, working the jaw, working the jaw. I'm coming up right in front of the ear, which is like a nice place to make sure you get the extra work in here, because the skin here does tend to not get as much attention sometimes, but it's very important because it's what's holding up the rest of the complexion. So you would do this for another 5 minutes. So you figure 5 minutes on the ultrasonic spatula, 5 minutes on the double roller, 5 minutes on the tools on the lift, and 5 minutes on the tone. Now, if you wanted to do your fine refining work at the end, what we're going to do is we're going to switch the tools. Okay, so we're going to now have the gold ball on the black. So the black is always the mover, the red is your stationary. So for the final phase of the treatment, where you're going to want to work on targeted areas, we're going to go back to lift, and we're going to go to 5. So we're going to start here at 5 on the lift. Okay. The gold ball is now on the black lead, which is your moving, and the gold disc is on the red, which is your stationary. So you're going to just put a little, doesn't matter where you're going to hold this, you know, the disc, but applying your mixture around the eyes. Okay, this is amazing for flushing the eyes, getting rid of puffiness, lifting the eyes. It's just fantastic. So you can do this as a separate treatment all on its own after a facial if you wanted to just add it, you know, a little add-on treatment. Okay, so holding the disc. Okay, you okay? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go around making a figure 8 around the eye. Okay. And you're going to see the little white flashes and sparks. And we're just going to do this 2 or 3 times. Okay. All right. And then for the nasal, if she had deep lines here, what we're going to do again is adding a little bit of the mixture, just so we have our glide, anchoring the disc, and we're going to do a zigzag. I'm going to zigzag like this. And we're going to zigzag right here. If she had the fine lines here, I'm going to just small circles over them. Okay, so down here, if she had the lines here, we're going to just use the gold ball as our little mover and massager. Same thing on the other side. So this is how we just do the more areas that we want to have the focus on. Okay, so a lot of times people have these little lines right here from anything and everything, but this is a way to plump up the skin, smooth them out, and refine them. And the last area that we were going to do is if somebody had the forehead creases. Okay, then we're going to zigzag across the forehead, zigging and zagging. Okay, same here, zigging and zagging. Okay, so you're going to do that, and that depends on what you're working on and how long, and but you're just going to do that to finish up the treatment. Now the last part is if you wanted to infuse some additional serums. If you're going to use a mask, of any type that you're going to put on the skin, I'm not talking about a product mask as much as a mask with that is papered, that's already soaked in something, or a mask that you put on and you're going to use the tools over it. I can either go to the infuse button here and set the setting for 50, probably to start with. No, actually, I think maybe 60 for the infuse. Or I can go back to my ultrasonic device, turn it on, and move to Z. And as I had said before, we're going to just then work. So I have a lot of serums on here already. So I'm just going to use this just to go back to a different feeling. I like to use this for the infuse. And I'm just going to go, up and kind of make sure that I work all those serums into the skin. I can work more in. If I want, I can do this over a mask. I can just use this as my refining tool. So all in all, 20 to 30 minutes is the full time of the treatment, depending on, what you do in between and how long you take. And any one part of it can easily be done in 5 and 10 minute settings, and that's it. So that's the Ultralift treatment, and as you can see, it flows very easily. It has its different phases that you can go through. As you get comfortable, you'll know which tools you feel most comfortable with and how you want to do the treatment. And you can feel very safe with this technology. It is designed to be effective, efficient, and easy to use. So please call anytime with questions. 877-754-6749 is our number. And we look forward to hearing from you, and stay well.